It's right now. And so it's great to have you all here. Thank you so much for joining us today. The questions, I believe, are really compelling today, so I'm looking forward to hearing the answers. For those of you who are new to the space, just keep in mind that the disclaimer is in the chat space. So all you need to do is check that out. If at any time you're feeling uncomfortable with the session, feel free to hop off. I also placed my links in the chat space. So if you are interested in scheduling a session, the link is there. My website link is there, and also the YouTube channel. I do recommend that you subscribe to the YouTube channel for sure. That's when you know that the recordings are edited and live on the YouTube channel to check out. In addition, you may want to go back and check out some of the recordings from the past. I've been doing that recently, just going back and listening to all of the recordings from the past, and there's a lot of great information in there. So many of you would enjoy that, I think, if you went back and took a few minutes to watch some of the previous videos. There's about a year's worth of videos in there, so 4 times a month. That's a lot of videos, a lot of answers to questions. So feel free to go ahead and check it out. There are timestamps on each of those videos. So when you look at the chat box, you'll see the timestamps, and that can sometimes help you decide which ones to choose. If you have any additional questions, didn't make it onto the question chat this week, you can put it into the chat space here in the Zoom, and somebody will grab them and put them on the spreadsheet. That's all I have for this morning. The last, well, I guess one more thing. Keep in mind that many extra dimensional beings come to the space. If you have a specific uh, dimensional group that you are connected to, say the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, those are the most common ones. Just reach out with your intention when you're doing the breath practice, and they'll come to you. So, a lot of the work we do here is about learning how to tap into and communicate with extra dimensional beings. So, if that's one of your goals, just keep in mind that it's a practice. Take your time and use all of your perceptual abilities in order to tap into the communications, the vibrational frequencies that come to you. Many of you want to hear with your ears, you want to see with your eyes. Keep in mind that our visual and auditory range is about this compared to the vastness of the unseen world. And that's just science. We already know all of that. So keep in mind that you will have to use more heightened perceptual abilities. I recommend tapping into and feeling what your skin is sensing, what you see in your mind's eye, and just trust what you see is correct and is true for you. So we'll start with that. Okay, great. And now we'll get started. So go ahead and close your eyes and just tap into your natural breathing. What that means is just relax your body and allow yourself to connect with your heart. For some of you, that might mean that you need to place your hand over your heart. Or for those of you who are very familiar with the energy centers, just allow the breath to expand in the heart area. And as you do this, go ahead and check in with your body. What's going on today? How are you feeling? Notice any tension, any areas of inconsistency. And with the in breath, breathe space into those places of discomfort, whether it's muscles, your joints, or maybe your thoughts. And check in with your feelings. sometimes when we relax, we recognize that we're feeling a little anxious or maybe a little excited. Whatever it is, just notice and breathe space into that area. And with each exhale, breathe out love and connection. Love and connection with yourself, your family, your community. The blue healers have arrived in the space along with the Andromedans and the violet beings. With your eyes closed, we will begin with a breath practice. Focus your intention and attention on the eighth energy center. This is the orb that rests above your head. This energy center is your connection to all of humanity. And we will begin with the spiral breath. Breathe in from 8 to 1 with a spiral around your spine. Release 1 to 8. Breathe in from 8 to 2 in a spiral. Release 2 to 8. Breathe in 8 to 3 in a spiral. Release 3 to 8. Breathe in 8 to 4. Release 4 to 8. In 8 to 5. Release 5 to 8. In 8 to 6. Release 6 to 8. Breathe in 8 to 1. Release 1 to 9. Breathe in 9 to 0. Release 0 to 9. In 9 to 0. 0 to 9. In 9 to 0. 0 to 9. 9 to 0. 0 to 9. 9 to 0. 0 to 9. 9 to 1. 1 to 9. 9 to 1, 1 to 8, and begin the heart breath. Breathe in through 6 and 5. Expand the heart center wide. Release front to back and up to 8. In through 6 and 5 to 4. Release front to back and up to 8. In through 6 and 5 to 3. Release front to back and up to 8. In through 6 and 5 to 2. Release front to back and up to 8. In through 6 and 5 to 1. Release front to back and up to 8. In through 6 and 5 to 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release front to back and up to 8. In through 6 and 5 to 5. Release front to back and up to 8. In through 6 and 5 to 6. Release front to back and up to 8. In through 6 and 5 to 6 and 5. Release front to back and up to 8. Breathe in through 6 and 5 to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release front to back and up to 8. And resume your natural breathing. When you are ready, we will take your first question.
The first question comes from Darren. Dear Blue Healers, since I attended my first Joe Dispenza week-long retreat, I started to notice several orbs in the night sky, and they shift into translucent-looking white planes in the daytime. There appears to be 10 to 15 of them. They tend to follow me everywhere I'm traveling. Are these orbs and lights that I see in the night sky a star family, or what is the purpose of them observing me? Is this the blue avians or Andromedans? Thank you.
This question is very indicative of what is to come for all of you. Communication from the extra-dimensional world is going to happen for everyone on your planet within the next short span of days, months, and years. The awakening on your planet has been talked about for many, many years. It has come in conversations that talked about a change in the world, a change in vibrational frequency, a change in the light codes. These orbs that appear for you specifically are the Andromedan beings. They arrived in the space first today, just after we arrived. Their communication to you is that this is your starseed origin, and that there is specific purpose for you on this planet. As is true of most dimensional connection, it is for you alone to discover what this purpose may be. Each of you has an inward journey, and each of you in your meditative practices are seeking out connection with what you currently consider to be the unseen world. However, today you are expressing that these orbs are seen. As you know, with your scientific information that has been released, seeing things that are unseen were deemed to be impossible by the faculties of the human scope of visual capacity. Your eyes are changing. How wonderful is this news for all of you to be able to see beyond the 7 or 8 colors of your visual spectrum. Do not take this gift lightly. It is something that is profound because very few of your kind on your planet have practiced enough for this ability to be possible. In your communication with the orbs before you, that follow you, that are with you at all times, take this information into your meditations. Sit quietly. Go into a state of coherence within all of your energy centers. We'd venture to say that 7 of these orbs are predominantly available to you at this time. Each of the 7 are linked specifically to your energy centers. Should you feel comfortable with the experience, allow these orbs to align with the individual energy centers. In doing so, you will find that your energy center will connect with the individual orb, allowing you the ability to most effectively communicate through the vibrational frequency between your energy center and the orb itself. You may also find that as these 7 orbs come into alignment with your energy centers, that a form of one individual being from the Andromedan race will appear before you. When this occurs, allow yourself to relax into what you see. Extradimensional beings can sometimes frighten humans with their appearance, even when you say you are expecting to see something. Be prepared that the visual experience may be vastly different than what you expect. Not all beings look like you, and humans are wired to see what is familiar. So when the being materializes before you, know that you are safe, that you are happy for the arrival, that you are excited in the anticipation of what is yet to come. If at any time for any one of you, fear becomes part of the experience, simply open your eyes, allow yourself to focus on something concrete in front of you. Perhaps it is an object in your room or something in the natural world. Take 3 deep breaths, allowing your mind to describe what you see. Fear is not an ally in the experience of communicating with the unseen world. It may take a little bit of practice for some of you. For those who are already seeing that which is deemed to be unseen in the 3D world, you likely are comfortable enough that if anything appears before you, you will meet it with a sense of curiosity. Think of this as your childlike mind is coming forward. Remember that children often will see things for what they are, without question, without hesitation, and without fear. So children have much to teach each of you about extradimensional communication. The Andromedans, wish to enter your space more frequently, and it is only with your intention that this is possible. We will take the next question, please.
The next question comes from Sophie. Dear Blue Healers, when I was a teenager, I had a connection with what I assume was a guide. I would like to know who he was, the name, and how I could possibly reconnect with him. Kindest thanks for all the love and energy you give to support the evolution of our souls in this world. Thank you.
We thank you, Sophie, for your question. It is not for us to name your guide, but for you to do so. This vibrational frequency is a personal one, and names are very personal to the individual with whom beings have communications. Each of you in this space has innumerable guides who come, who stay, who sometimes move on. And seeing guides in your child form is most common. Infants are constantly seeing that which is in the unseen world for grown-ups or adults on your planet. This guide you speak of, Sophie, is with you at all times. It is simply that through belief, patterning, and habits throughout your life, that you have elected to release the ability to see, communicate with, and experience your personal guide. In your meditations, in quiet times before sleep, during your breath practice, these are when you allow the guards, the protections of the 3D world to dissolve, the tensions to dissolve into nothingness. This is when you become most coherent. And when you are most coherent, it is the best time to communicate with your guides. As you begin to tap into their presence more and more frequently, you may find that you will be given permission to ask the name of the individual. Avoid frustration if you do not receive a name. It is okay for you to simply pick one from your 3D vocabulary. The vibrational frequencies of the unseen beings that are all around you are sometimes not easy to translate into your 3D languaging. Human languages are extremely limited. Even if your language has 100,000 words, this is still a fraction of the potential communications at a vibrational level. So choose a name for your guide and lovingly ask if that name is acceptable to your guide. It is extremely rare that a guide, a dimensional being, will turn down a name you have chosen for them when it is in a place of love. The purpose of guides in your world, Sophie, are for several reasons. This guide has offered you protection throughout your life. And as you have grown older, as you have developed practices in the meditative space, you no longer truly require protection in the same sorts of ways. In other words, if any human feels that they require protection, there is still something within you that needs a little bit of attention. These tensions within you, these fears within you that ask you to produce external protection for yourself. Simply, these vibrational frequencies, these tensions in your body of fear, are just vibrational frequencies of information telling you, reminding you, encouraging you to look a little deeper as to why these tensions, these fears exist. These tensions and fears produce a lack of coherence. It is impossible for a human to be in a state of coherence and love if any fear exists, if any tension exists in the body. And these bits of information, these vibrational patterns of fear, discomfort, dis-ease, discord, dissatisfaction, are all pieces of information to allow you as an individual to uncover the source, the information, or the reason you have fallen out of coherence, out of love, out of connection with your own heart. So, Sophie, if your guide is there as a form of protection, love it. Love this guide. It has served you well. And as your fears are released, you will find that this guide is simply a companion with whom you can communicate. And in your communications, you will learn more about yourself, about your purpose, about your need for connection to your starseed origin. This guide is your starseed origin, at least one of them, and the most viable connection for you at this time. Lean into the conversation. Lean into the love and connection this being brings forth in you. Your next question, please.
The next question comes from Sergey. Beloved guides and blue healers, you share the importance of learning how to navigate consciously between 3D and 5D, and most importantly, how to return from 5D at will, especially with children. We would like your guidance on the exact steps, practices, and training methods for adults and parents to learn the skills ourselves so that we can safely teach our children to move between the dimensions with mastery? Thank you.
How beautiful this question is for all of you. For those of you who are parents, there is a direct time, a direct experience for you because your children are here for greater purpose than just falling asleep into the human condition. For those of you who do not have children or grandchildren or nieces and nephews, you too are being taught by children. So many children are here to guide you. Sergey, your child is unique and special, yet she still is a human child. This means that all children in the 3D form will need to fall asleep just a little bit to their experiences within the extradimensional connection. A bit of a problem in the 3D world is when children are given far too much responsibility beyond their age, that we push our children in the 3D world to become something that we wish we could be. And so your dear child is challenged by the return from the fifth dimensional experience. It is out of love for you as her guide, for you as her hero in the 3D form, that she is now conflicted. She is conflicted about her role. Is she a child developing in the 3D world, or is she attempting to become that which you wish to attempt to become? Her guidance and information for you in not being able to return is that perhaps you wish to not return from 5D to 3D. We hear this narrative a lot amongst most of you in this space. Most of you have suffered challenges that give you pause when it comes to returning from 5D to 3D. You know what it is like to suffer in the 3D world, and the majority of you in this space, in any meditative space, is that you wish to now leave 3D. You wish to experience 5D. You wish to perhaps never return from the blissful experience of coherence, of connection. How frequently the 3D world disappoints you. How frequently 3D communication challenges you. The work game that you play, the relationship games that you play, the psychological games that you play, the challenges you have with your families, your loved ones, your coworkers, with random people throughout your day. We understand the majority of the humans on your planet are outright ridiculous. They are outright incorrect in their assumption of who they are as human beings. We recognize that most of the people on your planet still live from a state of survival and fear. You yourselves often live from a state of survival or fear. And you know the better part of your life is living in coherence. Yet here you are, 3D beings, trying to figure out how to get out of this place as quickly as possible, to stay in 5D as much as possible, to explore 4D, the dimension between 3D and 5D, Do not mistake the meaning of 4D. It is not what many of your popular experimentalists are saying it is. And if you wish for more information about the dimensions, it will come in a subsequent communication. So many of you are impatient. You want what you want, when you want it, how you want it. This level of immaturity does not assist you in becoming what you truly wish to become, which is a being with the ability to travel between 3D and 5D. The violet people are a race of beings who have this capability. Sergey, we hear your thoughts, your impatience, your challenges in your mind, your inability to wrestle with and win against the impatience you feel with what you believe to be the experiences you think you should have. And in this impatience, your child now has a challenge. What is it then that you are so impatient about? Is it just that you are of a certain age in your human form, where impatience is part of the deal? It is part of the game. It is part of who you have become. This is unnecessary. Patience is coherence. Impatience, frustration, and the challenges you are experiencing are part of the 3D world. Why is it then that you would elect again and again to live there, when what you desire so greatly is to be in a state of coherence? Extradimensional existence, extradimensional experiences are from a state of patience, love, connection, coherence. And so here is your darling child. She desires to become a 3D girl. Why? Because that is her purpose. She has to fall asleep a little bit in the 3D world because it is part of the agreement of being human. Fight it if you want. Fight it in your mind as much as you want. Say it isn't true. Saying it isn't true will not make it real for you, whatever it is that you want. Instead, keep in mind that the 3D world exists for a reason. Children will need to remember both. Yet do not force them to become something because it is what you want. Instead, allow this child to return to 3D, to stay in 3D, to deny her connection to 5D, if that is what is needed in the moment. If she has a challenge returning from 5D, wrap your 3D arms of safety, protection, and love around her. Face her, hold her, love her heart to heart, rock her like an infant in your arms, and whisper in her ear, I have you in my arms. I love you more than anything ever in the world. Leaving her to attempt to navigate the confusing experience of getting lost in the in-between which is defined by the fourth dimension, is something that you need to make peace with. Instead, hold her in your arms. Be the magnificent 3D man that you are. Or in the case of her mother, the magnificent 3D powerful woman that she is. Those are the beings who assist her in returning. It is a 3D presence of power, of strength, of knowing who you are in the 3D world that will call her back to her own 3D body. For those of you who have taken a 3D form, love and embrace the experience of it. It is so very temporary. Love the experience of it, because it will go away far more quickly than you desire. And for those of you with children, remember that you are that child's hero in the 3D world. Your mythology was not incorrect. Your mythology is information that guides you into knowing how to parent your children. Be their hero. Be the one who makes the boundaries. Your boundaries are the loving arms you place around your children. Use them with wisdom. Use your knowledge of 3D with wisdom. Communicate in 3D with wisdom. For those of you who believe that a child born to you somehow has more knowledge than you do, you are greatly mistaken. Who has more experience in the 3D world? You do. Do not permit your children to run the show. Instead, become the adult. Live in the adult form and be the grown-up that your children need. Learning from them is wise. Listening to their wisdom is for certain something you should bring into your heart. However, children are children and should remain children until they are adults. By advancing your children into adult roles prior to them becoming adults could produce effects of dysfunction within their being, their physical, 3D, and psychological experiences that could ultimately prevent them from accessing their purpose on this planet. We say these things with conviction, with a little bit of pressure, with a little bit of firmness, because we want you, the adults in this space, to understand that we, the extra-dimensional beings, see you as children. Have you ever had the experience with an extra-dimensional being that somehow you are running the show? When there is some type of frequency from one being to another, where the wisdom of one being exceeds the wisdom of another, as is the case for you with your children. Why would you give away your power? And in this case, please understand that power is not a ploy for control. It is instead an empowerment within. Why would you give away your empowered nature within the being that you have become to a child who is looking to you for guidance? Be the guide. Be the loving, compassionate, and empowered guide to your children. We do the same for you. We are loving. We are compassionate. We are the guide. We are modeling the behavior that you should become for your children. When a child incarnates into the 3D form, they are saying to you, I trust you enough to guide me in the 3D form until my human body, my human mind, my human brain develops wholly and completely in a state where I can become the wise being for the next generation. If your children erroneously believe that somehow they are the parent in the situation, things will go sideways for them. Love your children for the 3D beings that they are. Love your children for the wisdom they bring. No matter how evolved a child's soul may be, and a child's soul may be evolved beyond your own. Their 3D body is not evolved beyond your own. And these things, the 3D body, the development of the being, the development of the brain, the development of the psychology within the 3D body is important and needs its time. If any of you are so afraid to be empowered as a parent, empowered as an adult, take a look within yourselves first. Applying pressure to a child to be an adult is just not acceptable. A child is a child. The more you fight the ideas that are presented in this moment, the more you need to look within to see why you are fighting the information we are transmitting to you today. Your anger, your fear, your resistance is simply information that you are not ready for the communication. Continue to love and accept yourself where you are. Continue to love and accept the fight within you. Continue to love and accept the possibility that the fight within you is fuel for the magnificent being you are becoming. And we will take the next question, please.
The next question comes from Annalisa. Dear Blue Healers, I have a question about the role of empathy in the healing of others. I deeply feel the pain and suffering of humanity. I wonder whether this is useful or whether it actually gets in the way of being of service when healing others. How do I stay connected to a healee without getting lost in their pain? Or is it simply bringing up my own pain that I still need to clear and heal? Thank you.
How beautifully said. You have answered your own question. It is impossible for one human to take on the feelings, experiences, the negativity, the darkness of another. You are entirely a contained being. Any emotional experience you are having is something within you. It is information. While you are in the healing sessions, while you are tapped into the coherence of the space, of those around you, allow the 3D body to do whatever it needs to do. If you are crying, cry. If you are shaking, shake. If you are terrified, keep breathing. Keep your hands in place. Keep the love and connection in your heart and stay put in your chair. Stay put in the space. Your body is going to give you information all the time. It is information that comes from this moment, this experience, this lifetime, the many lifetimes you have had. It is coming from within you. If you pass out, if you lose consciousness, it is simply the body saying, congratulations, you've released a tremendous amount of energy, and your nervous system is thanking you. Whatever you feel in the moment is within you. Allow it simply to be what it is in its release. Your beautiful expression of sadness, of fear, of impatience, of anger, of frustration is an internal experience. Breathe into it, and the better you get at not allowing it to move you from what you know your purpose is, the better it will be for you. Many of you would love to believe that you are picking up information from other beings. This is simply impossible. Instead, it is a vibrational frequency within you that is asking to be seen, heard, felt, and released. For those of you who are adept at assisting others with releasing the energies from their bodies, we congratulate you in being able to remain in a state of coherence that is so powerful that it transmits to the other individual. This ability that you have, the transmission of ultimate coherence in love, allows the individual to remember their own state of coherence. And sometimes that memory within the individual vibrates so strongly that it allows them to release their own inner tensions. So when you gather together as a group to heal another, your entire focus should be within you, on the coherence within your energy centers, on releasing with your breath the vibrational frequencies of sadness, of fear, of intoxication in your magnificence, in who you believe yourself to be. Allowing yourself to look within, to face every possibility of lack of coherence, to breathe and release it, is when you become the healer. It is when you are most effective with healing a person before you. Your entire goal in your meditations, in your breath practices, is to allow the tensions of the body, the mind, the spirit, the soul to dissolve into nothing. That is when you are coherent and most effectively a true healer on your planet. And when you do this together, you achieve the state of dissolving the body wholly and completely together. True magic happens within you, around you, and across humanity, because that information goes through the eighth energy center to all living beings on your planet. We will take the next question.
We are on the top of the hour. The next question comes from Katie. Dear interdimensional beings, if you have any information about my starseed origin, I would love to know. Thank you.
Hello, Katie. We have spoken to you about this at length in your own meditations. The important thing for you to know is that now is the time for you to discover your starseed origins. In moments of meditation, when you have your eyes closed, you will begin to see things, to feel things, to experience things with the human sensory abilities. Perhaps when you meditate, you will have a piece of paper in front of you. Simply jot down any tiny detail that comes. It may be a color, a sensation, a visual experience, an auditory experience, a scent, a taste in your mouth. Write down simple words associated with what you experience, and in doing so, you will begin to paint a picture, both in the 3D world and in 5D. The violet people say that they most readily communicate with you, and that is your time now to reach out to them directly in your meditations. They are curious to know why you doubt yourself. Perhaps this question is for all of you. All of the dimensional beings are attempting to communicate with those individuals in 3D who have activated their starseed information. This process is happening more quickly across your planet. For those of you in this space with greater ability to drop into and experience coherence, you will find that in a state of coherence is when you should begin to receive communications from your starseed origins. The violet people say, if you are still struggling, reach out to them first. They have the ability to physically touch your body. They will begin with touching your hands and your temples. They will attempt to communicate through what you call your third eye. Keep in mind, they are very small beings. Their coloring is violet in nature, which is why they call themselves the violet beings or the violet people. They appear just as you do in the human form, yet they lack some of the adornments that you so fondly continue to produce in your evolution. And so, do your best to open your heart, your mind, your belly in a state of coherence to the communications they send to you through vibrational frequency. Again, remember that your palms are also quite sensitive in receiving information. Enjoy the wonderful journey. Our time with you is complete today. The Andromedans are leaving the space. The violet people are reluctantly leaving the space. They say this conversation today was one of the most enjoyable they have had. And so now they recede from the space. We, the blue healers, wish to communicate that it is through connection to the heart, connection when you are in a state of coherence, that you most readily communicate with us. We would like to say once again, for those of you who have not heard this or maybe have forgotten, our breath practices are our communications to you. Use them. They will assist you in communication with 5D. Teach these practices to your children. Our communication now is complete. We thank you for your time, for your loving hearts, and for your interest in our work. And now we recede from the space. All righty. Thank you all so much for being here. True appreciation and gratitude for each of you. I know that there's at least one person who has a question they would like to have clarified, so I will allow you the ability to unmute yourself and ask the question. Okay, you can send it to me individually. Gratitude and love to you from Hawaii. Thank you so much for being here. Asra, thank you for reading. Sergey, thank you for backing up. Appreciate you all so very much. And Lori, thrilled to see you here, my dear. Have an amazing day.